Hey everyone, Jason here from Kinda Cool. This week we're going to do Trades and Pickups, episode 6, and I'm calling this one New Frontiers because one, I work with some new trade partners this time around, both inside the Retro Collective, which is my trade group, and outside of it, which is a really cool thing. And second of all, I was able to dabble in some retro hardware, retro gaming hardware, which I never had before, and I've always wanted to do. Got an opportunity to do that this time, so we're going to take a look at that, and that's pretty cool. And I promised myself that after the holidays, I was going to kind of chill out on some of the pickups and do more of the trades, and I think largely I did that. But there was some Craigslist activity. What are you going to do? You got to do that. So let's go ahead and take a look at everything I got. Let's jump into it right now. So New Frontiers, why don't we start with Jonathan from Back in the Day Gaming. We haven't traded with him before, at least on the Trades and Pickups video, so this will be the first time I've actually reviewed one of these here. I gave him some N64 stuff a while back, and just recently I gave him a PS2 Fat, and he said, you know what, I'm going to get you back for all that in one swift move here. And so he sent this box of stuff here, and first of all we got this nice card. It says St. Pete Beach, Florida. And it says, hey Jason, I hope you enjoy these games. Only one isn't CIB, but it's a game I know you'll love. Keep warm thoughts, Jonathan. So, looks good. Jonathan comes from the Tampa area. Here's a matching fridge magnet. Tampa, St. Petersburg. Go Bucks, by the way. Long-time Bucks fan here. But let's see what he gave me here. I'm looking forward to this. Now, I didn't give him much direction on what I wanted. I did tell him that I just recently got an OG Xbox I don't have a lot of games for. He said, you know what? I'm on that. Let me see what I can do here. So, first out, we have Mech Assault, which looks like a really cool OG Xbox game here. This really does look right up my alley. It's pretty cool. And it is actually complete. Got manual and disc, so that one's looking good. Great way to start this thing, so good stuff, Jonathan. Appreciate that one. And this almost feels like Christmas here with all these presents here to unwrap here with this kind of brown butcher paper, but this is really fun. So this is Genma Onimusha. I hope I'm pronouncing that right. Probably not. I've heard about this game. I've never played it. But again, looking at it, it looks like something I'd really like. It's a Capcom game on the OG Xbox, which has got to be a good thing. And looking at the pictures here, this looks like a good one. So again, pretty excited about this one. Good job, Jonathan. And I kind of like this format here where I don't know what I'm going to get. This is kind of neat. I don't think I've ever done a trade this big where I didn't know what I was going to get in the package. So I might have to do this in the future with Jonathan again. And this is another one. This is Oddworld's Stranger's Wrath. Really awesome looking game. And this one came up recently in a Discord discussion. And it seemed like a lot of fun. Looks like some people were enjoying it, and I think I'm definitely going to enjoy it. So, good one. Another good choice. Got a few in a row here. Let's see if we can build on this momentum here and try another one out. Open this one up and take a look. And if you haven't checked out Jonathan's channel, please do that. He's a great guy with a lot of great content over there. Dark Watch. Another really good one. This reminds me a lot of a game I've been playing on PS2 lately called Gungrave, and I really enjoyed that one. And this one looks very similar, so I imagine I'll enjoy this one as well. Complete. Disc looks good. Manual. Cool. Once again, nice work, Jonathan. Well, the hits keep coming out of this box, so let's see what else we got. Alright, so Star Wars prequels. I wasn't a huge fan of those, but I'm not going to get into all that here. But I will say this. The prequels did give us some of the greatest Star Wars games in a long time. And I don't know a lot about this one. I think I've seen it played before, though. I think I had a younger cousin that was playing this back when it first came out, and it looked interesting, so really excited about checking this one out. Take a look at that. Next up. Alright, so I did give him some direction on one game. I said, you know what, I'm not going to tell you a whole lot, but I am interested in picking up the Espn 2K5, which is the continuation of NFL 2K series, which has largely been my favorite NFL franchise of all time on any console. It started on the Dreamcast. Made its way to other systems eventually and got rebranded as an ESPN title. I hear this is the best one ever. I have played it a little bit recently, and I have to say, it's definitely good. I'm definitely enjoying it, so nice to have that football game in the fold for the OG Xbox. Speaking of the prequel era and Star Wars games, here's Star Wars Obi-Wan. I have played this one before. I played this when it first came out at a friend's house, and was really impressed with it at the time. I haven't revisited it since then. But this one was one that was on my list to actually pick up again. I'm not sure why they gave Obi-Wan a green lightsaber here. That's kind of Star Wars blasphemy, but we'll overlook that. I guess they wanted to match the case there, so what are you going to do? Next up, this one is a RPG. It says the greatest RPG on Xbox, maybe? I don't know. It's called Jade Empire. Looks like this is the limited edition. I don't know a whole lot about this one, but I don't have a lot of RPGs for this console yet, so this is definitely a welcome addition. Looks like a 2-disc set. Both of them are intact along with the manual, so alright. Good stuff, Jonathan. Much appreciated, man. I'm really going to enjoy these titles, and thanks for all the trades. So New Frontiers once again. I made a trade with Overcomplicated with Dominic. And I gave him some Atari 2600 games from my last pickup video. If you saw that one, I got a pretty big score. And he asked me from the talkbacks in my video, said, hey, can I get in on some of that action? I said, yeah, let's work a trade. So first time I've ever traded with anybody outside of the Retro Collective from a YouTube video. So I thought that was kind of neat. And he sent me City Connection on the NES. And City Connection was known as Cruisin' in the arcades. And I liked it in the arcades, and I really liked the home port as well. So I had this game in the collection, but it had a really bad label. So this is a label upgrade for me. So I'll probably trade the other one away and you know, find a new home for it. But we're not done. We got another game here as well. And Dominic did a really good job. And Dominic's sort of kind of a mad scientist, so I'm not at all surprised to see these wrapped up and completely mummified as well as they are here. So this is Iron Ivan Man Stewart's Off-Road on the NES. Now, I enjoyed the heck out of this one on the Super NES, but never played the NES version, so thought I'd give it a whirl. So good pickup there. And lastly, the deal that we negotiated here was for an Atari 2600 game back to me. Now, I already had this one, but I knew somebody in the Retro Collective, Joel, was interested in Miss Pac-Man for the 2600, so I think we might be able to work this one out in a deal. So that's why I picked that one up. But Dominic surprised me. He's obviously been watching our videos. He's warning, do not open unless you're adjacent. And you know, last name from points out to protect the innocent and the guilty. So he's been watching our videos, and you know that to go above and beyond, you know, it's kind of something that we do sometimes when we do these trades. And he sent me an extra envelope here with some stuff in it. First of all, we got a note. And the note actually says, what does it say here? It says, well, would you look at that? You've been Josh Moore. So, oh no, I've been Josh Moore in a video that doesn't even include Josh Moore in the trades. So pretty neat stuff. He says, and go down to a local arcade. So, and what he means by that is he actually gave me some quarters here. So thought that was really neat. So I'll do that, Dominic, and I appreciate the extra effort here. He also gave me another Atari game, Blackjack. Dominic, it's been a pleasure trading with you. So Craigslist, this was actually left on the cutting room floor from Trades and Pickups episode 5, but I wanted to show it because I'm pretty excited about bringing this home. This was a GameCube accessories bundle for $50, and it came with this really nice, impeccable looking condition Spice Orange controller, which I'd been in the market for, and these alone go for almost 50. So to get all this stuff together for $50, I actually flipped the black one out for 25. So overall, I'm happy with this deal. So sticking with Craigslist, here's something you don't see every day, a Ninja Gaiden arcade marquee and PCB board. So I've always been wanting to dabble in this hardware, never really had a good opportunity. It was $75 for both of these together. And obviously this came from the innards of a Ninja Gaiden arcade cabinet. And it was sold to me as not known whether it was working or not. But he did say when he pulled it out about 9 years ago, it was working. So I'm hoping that it is, and if not, I got a guy that can help. But I'm gonna need a super gun to play this that's gonna hook up and kind of give me the opportunity to hook it up to a display. But I don't have one yet, but that's on the list of things to get. And the marquee itself, this can go from anywhere from 60 to $100 in good shape. So, and this one's in really good shape. So this is the original, not a reproduction. So I'm gonna find a home for this somewhere in the game room too. But you know, really cool looking piece of art from those legacy days of the arcade. And if you haven't ever played Ninja Gaiden arcade game, it's considerably different than the NES counterpart. A lot of people don't know that. This is in the same vein of a Double Dragon or a Final Fight kind of. Better than Double Dragon, maybe not quite as good as Final Fight. But still a really fun game you gotta check out, especially if you enjoy beat 'em ups. And I remember, I've got a lot of nostalgia around this because my dad's company when I was growing up would rent out Schlitterbahn Water Park, which is a park not too far from where I lived in New Braunfels, Texas. And I remember they had this great arcade, and I remember like in 1989, enjoying going into the arcade and playing Ninja Gaiden almost as much as like riding on the crazy water slides and stuff. So I'm proud to have this one be my first entry here in this, dabbling in this new kind of type of you know, hardware. And who can forget that all-time killer great continuous screen at the end as well. So really classic game, looking forward to playing it. So yeah. Now for something decidedly not a new frontier. Trading with my good buddy Lyndon from Old School Games and Stories. So he saw my Atari 2600 pickup video I did on my Trades and Pickups episode 5, and he said, I want in on some of that. I said, which ones do you want? He said, pretty much all of them. I said, all right, well, let's work for a deal. There's a couple of these I want to keep, but I can let go of most of these. And I'm going to speak through this a little bit here as you see me do a quick run on nothing but Ratchet and Clank games. And so Lyndon said, what do you want, man? And I kind of combed through his list, and I said, well, you got some stuff that I'm interested in. I'd played Up Your Arsenal on PS2. I thought it was a pretty good game. So I decided to kind of go all in, and he said, I see you have some Ratchet and Clank games. And he said, yeah, which ones do you want? I said, pretty much all of them. So I took just about every one he had in his collection and some more. So he just offered me, he goes, hey, I got stuff that's not on my list as well. I'm willing to offer this up to you as well. So he'd send me something almost like the old baseball cards things. I'd be like, got it, need it, got it, need it. And he offered up some pretty cool stuff you're going to see towards the end here as we get through this run on on Ratchet and Clank. Here's Burnout 2. So I have the series on OG Xbox, and I think it's pretty cool. I got a couple games from this series. Wanted to try it on PS2. He had this on his trade sheet. I said, you know what, go ahead and throw that in there. While you're at it, why don't you go ahead and throw in Burnout 3 Takedown as well. And he said, no problem, you got it. Another good addition for the PS2 collection here. This is a complete copy, disc and manual. So, good stuff. Twisted Metal. This is Twisted Metal Black for PS2. Now, I played this one back in the day, but not a lot. So I'm interested in kind of getting back into this one and see if maybe I missed something the first time around. I really love the series on PlayStation 1, though. So this is one I'm really looking forward to. This is one I just picked up off this trade list and decided to bring it home. This is one he offered up to me, Okagi the Shadow King. And I didn't know much about this game, but I did do some research on it. It looks pretty cool, and it's got pretty favorable reviews. So, you know, looks like something definitely I would be interested in checking out. So another good one for the PS2 collection. And here we are back with some more Ratchet and Clank. This is Into the Nexus for PS3. So building up my collection slowly on the PS3. Wasn't a system that I had originally. I got one not too long ago. Kind of trying to build up the library on it. And, you know, if I'm going all in on Ratchet and Clank, I might as well get some PS3 titles as well. And speaking of Ratchet and Clank, here's All for One. And again, this is on the PS3. And don't know much about these, but I'm looking forward to checking them out. Maybe I'll be pleasantly surprised by some of these, maybe some more so than others. Another one, Full Frontal Assault. I'm beginning to think there's a little bit of a double entendre going on with these names. Am I wrong here? So, they're a little too cutesy, aren't they? Anyways, we'll check that one out. Ratchet and Clank, A Crack in Time. I've heard pretty good things about this one, so... And, you know, the Ratchet and Clank theme continues. This is Tools of Destruction. Again, hoping for good things. We'll see how it goes. Alright, changing it up a bit, we've got Legend of Zelda Oracle of Seasons for the Game Boy Color. This was a really cool one. Wasn't on his list, but he offered it up, and I was definitely interested. Same thing with Classic NES series Metroid. Really good looking copy of that. I know this one's cool. And then a copy of Super Punch-Out on the Super Nintendo, which I love this game, but didn't have a physical copy of, so now I do. Really clean looking example too. And then finally for Super Nintendo, Donkey Kong Country 2, Diddy's Conquest, complete in box. So I don't do a lot of complete CIB stuff for really too many systems, but this is kind of, you know, if it's thrown my way, I'll definitely take it. This one looks good. So finally here we have Dune on the Sega Genesis, and this was a really exciting one. He offered this one up. It wasn't on his trade list, but he's like, hey, I got something for you I think you're going to be interested in. And with the resurgence in Dune interest lately, I was kind of like, you know what, with the new movie that came out, I said, you know what, I want to check this one out. It's not complete, but it is the original cover and the original game. Pretty good condition. So, Lennon, man, I really appreciate all this stuff, man. Thanks for the cornucopia of goodness here, man. Good trading with you. So next up, we did a deal with Terry over at Nostalgia Lane, and I gave him nothing. I basically he traded this to me for future considerations or future draft picks, if you want to use a sports analogy here. So at some point, I'll be getting something to him his way somehow, sometime in the near future. I'll let you know what we come up with, or maybe check out Terry's channel. He might show you when I close the deal here. But first up, opening this up, look at this. This is a Flintstones tablecloth for like you would have at like a kid's party or something. Really cool. It looks old and kind of retro, so really neat stuff. But what I came here for was this, and this is what he sent my way. This is an Xbox 360 Slim, and this is the kind of rarish limited white edition. And so you would think, well, you know, all Xbox 360s are white, but not really. This one has the modern amenities like the built-in Wi-Fi and the HDMI port, but it still gives you that kind of cool white color that, you know, is so well known for the 360, which is really why I targeted it. And it actually looks pretty good. It's got a few flaws in it, and Terry pointed those out to me. It's got a little bit of a scuff on the top and kind of a red transfer mark on the front of it, but I'm going to see if I can clean those up. I got some tricks up my sleeve for that. I'm going to see if I can get this one detailed up and looking right, but overall I'm really excited about this because I haven't had a 360 in quite some time. I was big into it when it originally came out, but I'm ready to go retro on it now, so we'll see what happens here with that. But he also packed in some games. He's got a little card. He says, what do you call a fish wearing a bow tie? And it said sophisticated. Sophisticated, I'm sorry. This says enjoy the bonus games TK. So, and this is what he sent with me, man. He's like basically like, hey, you want some games? I said, yeah. He goes, what do you like? I said, I don't know. Halo's pretty good for 360. He said, how about a Halo 3? And it looks like he's throwing in a Halo 4 as well. And both discs in here. So good stuff. Much appreciated here. Can't go wrong with Halo when you're going Xbox, right? So if you're gonna do it up, might as well start with Halo. He also threw in Fable 2. Now, I had Fable that Joel from the Poor Man's Retro Game Room threw my way for the OG Xbox, so now I've got the sequel ready to go in the queue if I want to try that out, so much appreciated on that too. And also, what do you know, Fable 3. So I've got a lot of Fable in my future coming up here in the near future, so good stuff. And Terry, I appreciate all this, man. It's much appreciated, and I got some good stuff coming your way. In fact, I'm working some stuff behind the scenes right now. And finally, threw in a little bonus that I didn't know what this was at first. It's actually a Game Boy set of playing cards, so good stuff. Anyways, guys, that's it for now, but keep an eye on my channel in the future. I want to show you something kind of cool.